Hey everyone, and welcome back to another edition of Ray's Reviews, my Omicron voice edition. I'm still recovering from COVID, so unfortunately I don't have all my whole production gear today. So if my production is a little bit sloppier than usual or poor mic quality, I do apologize. Unfortunately, my wife kicked me out of the house for 14 days, so I had to leave her and my production gear and go to my other house. I'm really just trying to beat COVID with a positive attitude and Chinese medicine so I can go back home to my wife and my gear. So I just wanted to give a quick video on what I think about crypto.com during the crypto bear market. Now, no surprise, we are in a crypto bear market, and I'm sure we all saw what happened to Luna and UST, which was at one time one of the most promising projects in the entire ecosystem, which is now a meme. And I'd be lying if I said I wasn't affected. And of course, I am highly disappointed as well, as there were some really interesting projects in the Terra Luna system, like the Chai payment network, which allowed for merchants and customers to save on merchant processing fees, versus Visa with their standard 3% fee. And I had made a video on this. I was super excited about this project. And I was just beginning to explore Alice.finance as well, which I also thought was a very promising project and one that could be a true rival to the Crypto.com debit card program and perhaps even Venmo. So I was definitely a little disappointed in Luna and UST, but let's review first why Luna failed. And number one, it tried to do something super revolutionary, which was to create an algorithmically backed stablecoin for mainstream adoption. And as UST adoption increased, they got more and more exposure, but also more and more pressure to pay out the anchor promise yield, which was both a good thing and a bad thing. Now, UST got a lot of exposure, which had a really promising vision, and they would have definitely changed the world if they succeeded, but they also got a lot of bad exposure, which leads to point number two, which is the Terra network being attacked. And it was plain and simple, there were just market forces at play that deliberately attacked the Terra network and its liquidity, and they really wanted Luna and UST to fail. And number three, perhaps a little bit of overconfidence and overcockiness from the founder. Like, there was already some early warning signs that was clearly ignored, and I think maybe he got a little bit too cocky. Like, some of the former tweets, when looking back, shows an almost arrogance in a crypto bear market. Like, if you say those things, you're just asking to get targeted. Now, do I believe the Luna vision was pure? Yes, I believe the vision was great, and I was very excited about projects like Alice.finance and Chai payment network, as I felt that they were really legitimate competitors to the Crypto.com debit card program. But unfortunately, things didn't work out the way that we all wanted it to. But let's talk about Crypto.com, and can CRO death spiral like Luna, and how do I think it'll fare in a crypto bear market? All right, number one, cap tokenomics supply of 30 billion. Now, one thing that really led to Luna's downfall was a death spiral in which almost an unlimited amount of Luna was being printed to preserve UST, and there was a bank run on UST. CRO, on the other hand, is a fixed capped supply token, just like Binance or BNB. The tokenomics are completely different, so really unlikely that we'll see a similar bank run, especially with so much CRO being locked up for 6 months for the Crypto.com debit cards. And number two, Crypto.com is a really simple business model. It earns money on spreads when people buy and sell cryptocurrencies on the exchange. And if you study the last crypto bear market, Binance and Coinbase both came out of the crypto bear market in 2017 to 2020 just fine. In fact, I would argue that BNB was one of the biggest winners in the last crypto bear market, and Coinbase continued to add users throughout the last crypto bear market, and they actually came out with an IPO in 2021. And of course, today they are a very massively profitable company. Now, number three, Crypto.com constantly responds to market changes, which I like. Yes, they pissed off a lot of people in the process of constantly changing their earn rates and sort of like downgrading the Crypto.com debit cards with very short notice. And then you had a lot of people mad. But after seeing what happened to Luna, I hope everyone can understand that sometimes there are market forces at play that we may not know about. And I'm sure everyone wants a long-term sustainable Crypto.com. So my personal opinion, I think Crypto.com will survive this crypto bear market just fine. And they continue to build on Chronos and their entire ecosystem. They expand their product offerings. And one of the biggest slept on news is the Crypto.com Pay integration with Shopify. Now, as an e-commerce seller myself who uses Shopify, I understand the problem better than everyone. Like merchant processing fees are a major killer on profit margin. And if there is a way to sort of like reduce these merchant processing fees that benefits both the vendor and my customer, then I am 100% for it. Crypto.com, the world's fastest growing cryptocurrency platform, announced Shopify merchants can now enable Crypto.com Pay on their online storefronts and expand their reach by giving customers more ways to make their purchases with cryptocurrencies. Now, this is of course another big win for Crypto.com with another big brand name partnership. So for online sellers, instead of having to pay like a typical 2.9 or 3% merchant processing fee to process payments from your customer, you only have to pay like 0.5% if the customer pays with cryptocurrency, which is massive. Now, granted, I do think we are still early as not all customers are really crypto savvy right now, but that is definitely the direction that we're heading towards, especially with crypto cashback. And another really cool thing that will further increase the adoption of CRO is that Crypto.com is offering customers crypto cashback pay rewards when they check out with the Chronos token CRO, which can be up to 10% during the promotion periods. So again, it does look like the CRO token will continue to have further utility and have another incentive for people to hold on to the token. All right, no surprise, we are in a crypto bear market and frankly a recession, in my opinion, that could last for like the next 12 to 18 months or so. But while this definitely does suck short term, I'm not overly concerned from a long-term perspective. I really felt that there was too much free money and liquidity in the past few years. Like you had a lot of these Wall Street bet guys just using stocks and crypto as a casino. Like everyone wanted to get rich quick and day trade and no one wanted to work. And I really never thought that this was sustainable. I actually personally really welcome bear markets because it gives you a lot of time to think and reflect. And why a bear market is really important. Famous quote from Warren Buffett: "Only when the tide goes out do you discover who has been swimming naked." Like in good times, everyone seems like a genius, like all these Wall Street bet guys or Robin Hood guys. But in bad times, let's see which companies really have the grit and desire to survive and thrive. Now, why I'm still a fan of Crypto.com. Crypto.com has been around since 2016. They already survived one brutal crypto winter, so they've been tested before. They didn't just pack up their bags and call it a day. They survived the crypto winter and came out stronger than ever. And they're getting tested again, which I actually like as well, because in some ways it's kind of like friends too, right? Like everyone is your friend during the good times when you're healthy and drinking a beer and laughing together. But when bad times come around, how many of your friends are true friends and how many of your friends are actually these fair weather friends who are just around for the good times? So the bad times are just as important as the good times because you can really see everyone's true colors, and this also applies to crypto and stock investing, which will ultimately help you become a better long-term investor. And for crypto, like what are your ride and die projects and what are like your one night stand projects? Now, I've always been interested in crypto as it's a means to disrupt traditional finance and blockchain technology. Overall, I'm super excited about. I did invest in crypto because I feel there's a lot of upside potential from a financial perspective over a long-term period, but I'm actually more interested in the utility of it over a long-term perspective. Now, once again, my favorite project is Crypto.com because I feel that that is the company that is doing the best job in attracting mainstream adoption of crypto. And I personally was not trying to get rich quick with crypto. That's because I'm rich already. No, just kidding, I'm not. I wish I was. But I really feel there are a lot of different ways to sort of like make money in today's digital economy. So I'm not really overly concerned with a temporary crypto bear market. If you haven't been around one before, it does seem scary, but I'll make a future video on this as well. As I know a lot of people are upset about crypto bear markets. And with that said, sorry this video is not as long as usual, but I am still recovering from COVID, so I really want to preserve my voice. I did lose my voice for a few days and it was really scary. I just couldn't talk at all and I started getting really, really depressed. Like every day I wanted to just call my wife and share my feelings, but then I remembered that I couldn't talk. So I'm just really glad that I'm starting to get my voice back, so I don't want to stress it too much. I still have a few symptoms, like I have a cough that won't quite go away. My voice seems to have changed a little bit, but I am really excited to get back to regular content creation, get back to all my video gear. As soon as I fully recover, So I just want to hope everyone is doing well. And what do you guys think about the crypto bear market? As of anything and everything, please do your own due diligence on anything and everything. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Take care.